Hello, it's Jeanette with Geomazing Paper Crafts. Thank you for joining me today. I'm back with another video tutorial, and today's tutorial is this little purse. You see how it has this ribbon handle, pretty shiny ribbon handle, and also it has a magnetic closure. See? Hear the snap? But what's inside the purse is my favorite tea. And there's 4 tea bags. It holds 4 of your favorite tea bags. Okay, so I'm going to just show you how I put this together. This is I'm putting these together as gifts. So let's get started. What you're going to need for the bottom part, this part right here that actually holds the tea bags, is a piece of cardstock. And since I'm going to be matching my other tea bags, of course, you know, I can't have the same color. This color looks so pretty, and I know we had the cucumber crush that kind of matches with it, so that's what I chose to do. Use something that has cucumber crush in it. So this piece measures 2 3/4 by 5 inches, and you're also going to need a piece that measures 1 inch by 2 3/4 of an inch. Okay, but let's just get started on the bottom part. I'm going to bring in my Simply Scored scoring tool. Okay, and we are going to be scoring this at 1/2 inch. Let me get that the right part here. 1/2 inch. Okay, and the next score line is at 3/4 of an inch. Okay, and then the next score line is at 1 3/4 of an inch, and then at the 2 inch mark, and then the next score line will be at the 3 inch mark. Okay, and then the next score line is 3 1/4. Okay, and then it's 4 1/4. Okay, and then the next score line will be 4 1/2. Okay, and then we're going to flip it over, and we are going to be scoring this at 1 1/4, because we need to fold, we need to score the other way so that it can do this mountain valley kind of fold. Okay, so that's 1 1/4, and then 2 1/2. Okay, and then we're going to score it at 3 3/4 right here. Okay, and that's all the scoring for this thing here. But then I'm going to bring in my the piece that I'm going to be using for the actual purse part. You see, this is also from, this is from the Affectionately Yours Designer Series paper stack, and so is this little purse. Okay, it's from that collection, Affectionately Yours. Okay, now this piece measures 7 1/2 inches by 2 3/4 of an inch, and you need to score this at 3 1/4. Okay, and at 4 1/4, and that's all you need to score for that. Okay, and so what I have done is used the Lots of Labels dies. That's these dies here, and I cut one of these shapes, and that is from that is the second to the largest one from this stack, and I just did that as a little shortcut. But what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to score this. Actually, you're going to need to trim it first. So let's bring in our trimmer, and then I'll bring back the scoreboard. You're going to need to trim it 3 1/4 right here. Okay, let's show you right here, 3 1/4 inch, and then we're trimming it. So we don't need this little piece right here. Okay, we don't need that. So this is all we need, and then we're going to score this. Bring back the scoreboard. Sorry about that. Okay, and that is going to be scored at let me see, 1 1/4. I have so many measurements here. 1 1/4. Okay, and then also 1 1/2. All right, and that's for the top. All right, now let's get our corner rounder, and we're going to round the corners for this. Okay, just on the back here, and we're also going to round the corners for this piece here. This is the purse part of it. Okay, we're rounding these corners here, and that's just to make it look a little bit nicer with no sharp edges. if you don't feel like rounding these corners, you don't have to. Okay, so let's put together the bottom part. Here I've got all these different score lines, and for the score lines that have the grooves going downward, you want to fold against itself and then fold up. And so you'll have one going down, another one going down, and then one going up, and then one going down, one going down, and then one going up, and then one going down, and one going down. Okay. And so basically what you have are these little sections of 1/4 of an inch, and you should have 4 sections. Okay, you can see that. See that? You'll have 4 sections like that. And that's going to be attached to the piece that measures 1 inch by 3/4 of an inch. And so to attach that, I'm just going to use some liquid multi-purpose glue. This Tombow mono adhesive. We call it multi-purpose liquid glue. And I'm just going to spread some here. And it's a little tricky how to put that on because of all the folds. But you're going to just see me struggle through it. But don't worry, it all comes together nicely. Okay. So, and the reason I'm using the Tombow mono adhesive is it gives me a little bit of play time. Okay. So I got these together, and I am just going to put it down like that and like that, and make sure that it is straight on the back. Okay. And you just kind of hold it. You might get your fingers with a little bit of glue on it, but just be patient. The glue will dry and you'll have it in the right spot. Okay, there we go. Now you could use some tear and tape too if you want to. I just found that it was a little bit easier to use the, oh, I should be bringing in my silicone craft sheet because I always get glue all over everything on my grid sheet, and then everything wants to stick to my grid sheet. Okay. So pretty much you've got this, okay? And that's what's going to hold your tea bags in place. All right, and now you're going to take the Tombow mono adhesive and you're going to put some on the back of this, okay? And also on the side, on each side, this side and this side. And you're going to take this and you're going to make sure you fold these up. You can use your bone folder if you want to. I didn't use my bone folder, but I've got it folded. I've got it creased pretty good. And just go ahead and put the bottom piece in here. Let me put that away. Why do I hang on to that? All right. And now you've got this bottom part put together here. Okay, and now let's work on our top part. We just want to fold it. Let's use our bone folder here. We're going to fold it this way, and then you've got that other score line that you made. You're going to fold that way, and then you're going to put some Tombow mono adhesive on this back part. Let's bring our silicone craft sheet back in. Put a little bit of Tombow mono adhesive on the back here. And let's put this away. Okay, and you can determine which is the back and the front, and it really doesn't matter because the pattern is pretty similar on both sides. And just try to get this even, where I'm putting it just below the score line on the top there. Okay, and we want to make sure that these back parts are adhering. These parts right here are also adhering. Okay, and so now here's our purse. Okay, so let's put our little medallion on it, and that is from a collection in the Occasions catalog. Oops, I'm backwards. Aren't they pretty? Little flowers with the little rhinestones in them. These are called the Falling in Love embellishments. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use a glue dot to And I'm going to take a glue dot with my paper piercing tool and just put that right on the back. And I will put this right here. Let's see, which way do I want it to go? I think I want it to go just like that. Okay, and now let's make the magnet enclosure. Okay, for that I'm going to also be using some glue dots. Take one glue dot and get a magnet. Put the glue dot on. Now these magnets measure 1/4 inch, I think, yeah, about 1/4 inch by 1/16 of an inch wide, okay, or narrow. And I'm going to put that right behind that little medallion right here. Okay, and now I'm going to take my 1/2 inch circle punch, and with a little bit of a scrap here, I'm going to just punch out 2 of these. Okay, and then I'm going to take another glue dot and put it right on top of that magnet. And I'm going to just cover this magnet with one of these little circles, and that's so that the magnet isn't so strong where it actually pulls the glue dot off of it. And so now that I have that on there, I can get another magnet, because you do need 2 of these magnets, and I can see what the polars are, the north and south polars are. And then I'm going to take another glue dot and put it right here. Okay, and then I'm going to close it. I am going to match up the score line here, and just, or if you want to, go ahead and put your tea bags in there just to make sure that they're all going to fit. Okay, like I say, 4 fit in here nicely, and you're going to take this and you'll close it up like that. Now that glue dot is on there, and it's going to attach right here. And so with this other little circle that I made, I'm just going to take one more glue dot, put it on the magnet, and then put this little circle on top of that. And that's so the magnet isn't so strong. Okay, there it goes. Now let's just put a little ribbon on there. And the ribbon that I'm using is from the Celebrations catalog. It's the gold ribbon. I think it's vanilla, very vanilla on the other side, but I'm not exactly sure. But all you need is about 8 inches, okay? So let me get my ribbon cutting scissors, and I'm cutting about 8 inches off. And I am also going to take a strip of tear and tape, and I'm going to put that strip of tear and tape right inside those 2 score lines on the top part of this purse. Okay, so just try to get it right inside the score lines there, and I'm going to take my paper snips and cut that off. I'm going to just move these tea bags out of the way for now. Okay, and let's take our paper piercing tool and get this paper off of it right there. Okay, and then you're going to take your ribbon and stick it right here in the middle. All right, and come all the way around like this, and then stick it right next to where you started, and it should go down really nicely. Now let's put our tea bags in. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, there you go. And now let's work on a little sentiment for this little purse. And for that, I've got some very vanilla cardstock here, and the sentiment that I'm going to be using comes from the So In Love stamp set. And this is also from the Occasions catalog, and I'm going to use Just For You right here. And I'm going to be using some Night of Navy. I thought I would break it up so there wouldn't be so much Cucumber Crush on here. And we're just going to stamp this with Night of Navy. Okay, like that. Okay, and then I am going to take this to the Big Shot with our stitched ovals. these are stitch shapes, and there's ovals, circles, and squares. And I'm going to take the smallest of the stitched ovals, and I'm going to put that right here and take it to the Big Shot. I know it looks like it doesn't fit, but it just fits this sentiment. Okay, and I will be right back with that. And I will also take to the Big Shot a piece of Night of Navy cardstock, and I'm going to use the smallest of our scalloped ovals from the Layering Ovals Framelits. And I'm going to take the smallest one, and I'm going to take that to the Big Shot too, and I will be right back. Okay, so here are my two, and I'm just going to put this one on top of that one. Okay, and I'm going to use a little bit of Tombow Mono adhesive for that. You could also use some snail adhesive if you want, or Fast Fuse. I'm going to use a little Tombow Mono so I can make sure that this gets into the center. Okay, so I want it to be perfectly straight, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to use a Stampin' Dimensional and put that on the back. I'm going to peel that off, and then we got Just For You right in the middle. Needs to go over just a little bit. I didn't press it down, so I have a little time to make sure that it's centered. Okay, now you can also, what I'm also going to do, if you want to, is put a couple more rhinestones on here. And that's what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to just take a couple of these medium-sized rhinestones, and I'm going to put one on this side, and then I'll put another one on this side here. Kind of matches the rhinestones that are in that little medallion in the front, that little floral embellishment. Okay, so isn't that cute? That was really quick, wasn't it? It doesn't take that long to put these things together, and they do really make a nice little gifts. Okay, so I hope that you try this. And if you need any of the tools or the supplies that I use in this video, please go to my website at www.geamazingpapercrafts.stampinup.net, and I'll be happy to be your demonstrator if you don't already have one. So once again, I am Jeanette with Geamazing Paper Crafts, and you make it a great day. Bye-bye.